So we prepared today art of Monika. Do I say it right? Steegmeier. Adams-Steegmeier. Yes. I tried to like 3 times, and then okay. Yes. I read that and said, yeah, I have it. I have it.
Adams, it is a name from America.
Adams.
Adams,
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Adams.
We say Adams.
Oh, this is a Scottish
German.
name.
Ah.
Das heißt Vorfahren.
Ancestors.
Ancestors.
That's
yeah.
from
Scotland.
Yes.
Okay.
Adams-Steegmeier. Steegmeier is
You have some roots all over. Yes. We have a little bit from the art of Glenn Randolph. He's right there. Turning to. Somewhere behind this window. I like his art. He's always had this deepness about human psyche, and sometimes it's like too dark for me. It's too scary for me. But anytime I look at his art, those characters are always telling me something. So it's a perfect thing for graphic novels, I guess. So that's his part, and it's his print. And of course, this is mine. To the right side, I'm painting abstracts, different abstracts than Monika, of course. Mm-hmm. And these are connected with symbols, runes, Viking symbols also, and some others. I'm fascinated with symbols and their meaning and how they influence with the colors and with the meaning of human psyche. So if someone believes that a certain color brings him luck or good fortune, it works a little bit like feng shui. It's just, improving your mood. So I'm having more psychological approach to it. But Vikings were using it in magic, of course, as you probably know. And we have some free gifts for you. So afterwards you can choose a card, like make a wish. So you actually let me know if it worked. Make a wish, whatever you want, and then choose a card and take it with you. And if that's going to happen, let me know about it. I want to know if that Vikings magic worked for you. So that's for later. And now I'm going to say a few words about my book that just got published like 3 months ago in America. It's all over the world. It's in English, and it's a fantasy story based a little bit on my immigration experience through the Netherlands, Poland, Germany. But it's not a help book. It can be if you read in between lines, basically of what not to do or how to follow your inner messages from your dreams, from your visions, how not to go crazy when you're following them. It's a story of an immigrant that tries to have a better life. So she basically tries to manage with everything what we want, money, love, career, and she tries to do that in another country. But there are sort of dreams that happen to her, nightmares, that she was cursed in ancient Egypt, and that's how the story starts to develop. I'm touching there such problems or challenges in human life like relationships, the conflict between how to live this life and be an artist in this world, right? Philosophical aspect of it. So, is there really God? What do we really believe in? Do we really have to follow the light after death? Because there are different concepts of religions, conspiracy theories, philosophers. What happens after death? So there is an aspect of that. How to confront your belief system. So for example, if you do believe in God, then how do you really sustain that belief? Does it really work in your life? So what do you do? Do you pray? And the main character, of course, is trying to deal with all that at the same time, dreaming her nightmares almost every day, and seeing this story from ancient Egypt when she is someone else and has a completely different lifetime. So now I'm touching on a reincarnation, as you probably can find out. And I'm touching also on astral travel. This is the feeling when she tries to think, what happened to me if I leave my body at night and I can watch what happened around me. And then I come back. Was that real or not? So that's another subject. And there is one more subject about time traveling. Another concept, right? So as you see, this is not a non-fiction book. It wouldn't fit.
Can you tell something about the cover from your book?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, thank you for that question, because the cover is designed by Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
He did that.
Yes.
And I don't know if I should say it, but it's a picture of me.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, he had some, you know how it is with artists, sometimes they have a vision and they just tell you to, okay, lay down on the floor or couch or whatever, I just have this idea.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. And then some cool pictures happen from it, and of course with his graphic design and colors, he was able to put some more light to it, and I absolutely, the moment I saw it, I wanted to have it to my book cover immediately. And there was a little bit of adjustment with the publisher. They put another different lighting on it. So yeah, that's the sleeping one, the Oracle sleeping one. In a Polish version, that book is called The Sleeping One. That will be the translation for it, but because the Oracle is more about seeing the different timeline to be beyond the time, then it fits better, that title, at least for me. I think you can check it out once you read that book.
The color is magenta. It's magenta.
Uh-huh.
It is
Mystical, yeah. That's what we try to achieve.
It looks mystical.
That's good. That's supposed to be. I hope for that.
Yes.
So that goal was achieved, I believe, yeah.
So the book is also sort of set within your own experiences.
Yes, it has my experiences connected with other people that I met around me, and they are mixed, so basically nobody can find out who, because they are not the same people. And if I put some story of somebody else, the name is changed and a lot of facts are changed. I tend to meet a lot of immigrants, of course, and a lot of Polish people, a lot of people who were willing to take a risk in order to improve their life situation, and they were taking up really dangerous path. I didn't describe every story. I just put everything in one character, Jasmine. But some of the stories, of course, were too much. I couldn't really put a story when I actually saw the murder of Polish women in The Hague, and they were coming the same path as I was walking. They just didn't make it. Mm-hmm. They were stabbed. The Jasmine was only stabbed in ancient Egypt. She only died once. But in reality, of course, I was watching that, and that was something scary. And I tried to put that vibe in book 1, book 2, because this is a series of books. I wrote 9 books, and this is the first one. I wasn't really able to put that in a one book. And I also thought that if I put it in a small dosage, so 200 pages per book, then it's going to be nicely, more readable, because, we are a very busy society. We work with those books sometimes, or we have ebook, and who wants to work with 400 pages of book, right? So if I put it, in a small dosages, then maybe people have more comfort. So I was also trying to take care of the comfort of the reader, how I can have it in the future. Yeah.
So can you come back to why you chose to set that in different time periods? Because you described that you're setting it in different time periods. Why was that important for you?
Okay.
For the story?
Yeah, that's a perfect question. It happens also because I do tend to have extraordinary experiences that are happening not only in dreams, but sometimes in reality. So I sense different things. I don't claim that what I'm sensing, what I'm perceiving is true, but I'm treating it on a psychological level as my personal experience. So in this book, I put those experiences mostly, 90, probably 5%, is in the dreams. So the reader knows that extraordinary happens in that dimension, in that reality. So I don't bring vampires into this reality. They are in the dream. Right? I don't bring centaur in this reality. It's happening in the dream. I do sense, because I'm also working with process-oriented psychology, it's a psychological and shamanistic also in a way method of going into roles, different roles, so you can feel like a mystic creature for a while, because you need to bring that energy into your psychology, and there is plenty of that in modern psychology. So I just tend to feel that more vividly. And that also makes me very easy to write what these characters would say. And I had some visions in my past about reincarnation. So I also don't want to claim that, okay, I was that person in ancient Egypt and I was stopped, but I had an experience like that. I was dreaming about it, for real, and I had a vision that someone stopped me and I had a physical pain in my chest. Yeah.
Is that lucid dreaming that you do?
I do lucid dreaming,
Okay.
right? Not on purpose right now. I was trying to follow the teaching of Carlos Castaneda, if you are familiar with him. He was an anthropologist and he wrote a series of books about being trained by a shaman, Don Juan, in Mexico. And one of his books was about how to start dreaming lucidly. And basically how you start, if you want to know, you are paying attention to your hands before you've fallen into sleep. And you just try to remember that the moment you fall into sleep, the first thing you're going to do is look at your hands. And usually people get frustrated with that because they dream for several months and nothing happens. But if you persist, sometimes it's 1 month, sometimes it's a few days, sometimes it's very immediately it happens. You can see your hands, you can see colors of your hands, and you know you are dreaming, you are in the dream. I was interested in that because what was happening to me, I could fall asleep, especially after my course of Reiki. If you know what's that? Reiki, are you familiar? Because I would like it to be more a cozy environment, and as you see, I can talk for hours. I wouldn't like to listen to my own voice. So I would invite you, if you have any questions for me considering the book or considering the meeting group that we try to create, that would be something that we with Feli especially would love to hear, so we can also think for the future events, how to plan it, what to organize for you, because we basically want it to be for people we don't have anything from it. No. Yes, so if you would like to speak up, that will be the time. Do you have any questions for me or for us?
Do you plan to, I might have asked that already, but do you plan to have like regular meetings here in Heidelberg, or would you branch out into other cities around here?
Both. What Feli doesn't know yet, because we didn't talk that, but it just came to my mind.
Okay.
That's so normal, she knows that already. We do plan events that people can show up regularly and have a regular support and lectures or workshops, so they can grow, they can benefit from it regularly. And I believe that if you do have that once a week, with a bigger workshop once a month, let's say, then you are really progressing. There is a continuity that we need to have in order to accomplish something, because, as you already know, that anything that we want to accomplish in our life, it takes time, energy, and it's probably 10,000 hours in order to accomplish project, right? Or learn how to dance, paint, right? You need basically, there are no shortcuts, so we need something regular if we want to continue with that. But every now and then I would be open, very open, to do retreats, sort of workshop in another countries, to change the environment. And that is because I believe that if we exchange the cultures, the environment works on us different ways, then we enrich each other even if we stay and live in one country. So I would love that, yeah.
And what exactly was the point? I didn't know.
That I would like to expand to other countries.
You told me that.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Yes, so I told
When
you
we first talked about that event, that you told me that you wanted.
That I would like to go to Greece. I might have mentioned I would like to go to Greece.
Retreat sounds great, because I've sort of on Twitter there are quite a few people, and I think, I'm not sure if that's a sort of a very American thing as well, because I'm in touch with a lot of people from America on Twitter, and they're regularly, particularly for writers, they would regularly go on a retreat. They do that online, where they like get together and just write, or literally they've gone to Mexico for like a week and just done a writing retreat and bashed out essays and articles and whatnot else in a group. So it's kind of nice to go somewhere else, exactly what you said, where you're in a different culture, in a different environment, and where you then kind of work actually, but in a different way with other people.
Absolutely, I would love that. So whatever we can organize, we will see. And probably also the third aspect of it would be presence on social media. I'm talking about YouTube. So people have some sort of a free tools that they can have it instantly. If there is a challenge or somebody already talked about it, or we had a workshop about it, that it's recorded, and you can go back to that. Because we tend to forget what we learned, and we have to repeat with short memories, long-term memories. So we need to rehearse what we learned until it becomes our nature, I believe. So the third would be the social media, YouTube, Facebook, or website, where you can read, watch, listen, and get inspired.